Have you ever reached a moment in life where a single quiet evening tells you more truth than the first 70 years you lived? For many seniors entering their golden years, that moment comes unexpectedly, sometimes while sipping tea alone, sometimes while watching the sun dip behind the trees, or sometimes while simply asking themselves one gentle question: how do I want to spend the rest of my life? If you are over 60, or especially after 70, this question becomes more than just a thought, it becomes a turning point. And surprisingly, more and more seniors today, women over 70, men over 70, and even active 70-year-old community members, are choosing to stay single and never look back. It might sound unusual, even shocking, especially for those who grew up in a generation where marriage was seen as the central pillar of adulthood. But as the world changes, seniors are discovering new truths, dating truths nobody ever explained, realities hidden behind years of routine, sacrifice, and expectations. And when these truths finally surface, a sense of clarity emerges that many describe as freedom, peace, and emotional rebirth. This is exactly why most older adults, after decades of commitment, now feel more confident stepping into independence than they ever felt in their younger days. Take Martha Wilson, 74, from Scottsdale, Arizona. She told us her story with a warm, steady voice. After my husband passed, people kept telling me to start dating over 70. But honestly, I felt tired. Not sad, just tired of expectations. And for the first time in my life, I was asking myself what I wanted instead of what everyone else thought I needed. Her story mirrors the experiences of thousands of seniors in America today, all facing similar internal questions. And these are not just emotional testimonies. Statistics from the U.S. Census Bureau show that adults over 60 are the fastest-growing unmarried demographic in the country, choosing independence over companionship at rates never seen before. But is staying single after 70 truly the best choice? Is independence actually better than senior dating, finding companionship with someone who understands you, or trying again with hope and caution? Or are these decisions shaped by deeper factors, years of caregiving, emotional fatigue, dating older realities, and the silent wisdom gained through decades of life? If these questions have ever crossed your mind, if 57 you and your current life choices feel heavier than they used to, if you're quietly wondering why so many seniors are stepping away from relationships, or if you've noticed dating over 70 becoming more challenging, then you're in the right place. Because in this video, here are the 7 dating realities seniors wish they understood sooner, along with 5 questions that help uncover whether staying single might truly be the best decision you could make at this stage of life. And as we walk into these insights, step by step, tension grows, not the kind that scares you, but the kind that awakens a deeper part of your understanding. You'll hear real stories, real data, and the dating truths that will finally make sense of what your heart has been trying to tell you. Reason number 1. Freedom becomes the new happiness. As you move after 70, something remarkable happens. Freedom stops being a luxury and becomes a necessity. Many seniors say that for the first time in decades, they finally feel the space to breathe. This is the stage in life when routines soften, responsibilities shrink, and the pressure to meet everyone's expectations slowly fades away. And for most older adults, that shift alone is powerful enough to make staying single feel like the most natural choice. It's not about rejecting love, companionship, or connection. It's about rediscovering a version of yourself that was buried under years of caregiving, sacrifice, and compromise. Let's talk about Thomas Rivera, a 72-year-old retired Navy mechanic from Norfolk, Virginia. For years, Thomas believed he would eventually remarry. Friends encouraged him, his church community nudged him, and even his adult daughters joked that he should try dating over 70 just to see what happens. But when he finally went on a few dates, something felt off. Thomas described it this way: every time I sat across the table, I felt like I was interviewing for a job I didn't want anymore. His words echo a familiar truth for a growing number of men. Men over 70 are no longer willing to carry the pressure of emotional labor, conflict resolution, compromise, or meeting expectations that once felt non-negotiable in their 40s or 50s. Women feel this shift too, maybe even more strongly. Women over 70 often say that living independently brings a sense of clarity that no relationship has ever provided. Many spent decades raising children, managing households, being the emotional anchor for their families, and supporting partners through ups and downs. So when they finally reach the stage where silence is comforting and being alone is peaceful, the thought of re-entering senior dating can feel overwhelming. It's not loneliness, they describe it as emotional liberation. These stories match what researchers at Stanford University found. Seniors who remain single after 70 report higher levels of psychological well-being, autonomy, and personal satisfaction compared with those who re-enter relationships too quickly. Scientists call this the late-life freedom effect. It explains why independence feels less like being alone and more like being in control. Another powerful factor is this: when you reach over 60, you finally understand what truly matters. You know what drains your energy and what restores it. This is why many seniors ask themselves the 5 questions that guide their choices. 1. How do I want to feel every morning? 2. What relationships give me peace instead of pressure? 3. What does happiness look like at this age? 4. Which habits support my health and calm? 5. Do I still want to compromise, or have I earned the right not to? These questions lead to honest answers, answers that younger people rarely understand. It's also why dating older can feel more complicated than it used to. The emotional negotiations that once felt normal now feel unnecessary. And those who enter dating over 70 quickly discover the dating truths nobody prepared them for. Expectations shift, priorities change, and the desire for peace often outweighs the desire for romance. Freedom becomes happiness. Independence becomes clarity. And staying single becomes a choice made not out of fear, but out of wisdom. Reason number 2, peace of mind matters more than partnership. There comes a time in life, often right around that quiet window after 70, when peace of mind becomes more valuable than the idea of being in a relationship. Many seniors say that emotional calm is something they spent their entire adulthood chasing, yet only found when they finally chose to stay single. And this isn't just a sentiment felt by a few people, it's a growing trend among most older adults today. They realize that as you get older, your emotional world becomes more delicate, more sacred, and more worthy of protection. You simply don't want to invite chaos into a life you spent decades trying to stabilize. This is exactly what Linda Morrison, 76, from Tampa, Florida, told us. Linda was married for 48 years before her husband passed. Her family encouraged her to jump back into senior dating, but Linda said something profound: peace has a sound. And once you hear it, you don't ever want to lose it again. She loved companionship in her younger years, but now, she values tranquility far more. When she tried dating over 70, she quickly found that even the small emotional negotiations felt heavier than before. I just don't have the energy to explain myself anymore, she laughed softly. And that's okay. Her story reflects what many women over retirement age feel, a kind of emotional clarity that arrives only when the noise of the world grows quieter. Science supports this shift. A study published by the American Journal of Psychiatry found that emotional stress affects seniors more intensely than younger adults because the brain's stress response becomes more sensitive over time. This means even small conflicts, disagreements, or unmet expectations in relationships can create a ripple effect that impacts sleep, mood, and overall health. It's no surprise, then, that many seniors say staying single helps keep their emotional world balanced and peaceful. When you're over 60, and especially after 70, peace isn't just nice to have, it's essential. Men feel this just as strongly as women. Men over 70 often admit privately that they simply don't want to start over emotionally. They don't want to prove themselves, manage expectations, or deal with the unspoken pressure of being the emotional anchor. Many of them say that finding companionship over 60 is possible, but it has to come naturally, without pressure or demands. Otherwise, it disrupts the calm they've worked so hard to create. And then there are the dating truths nobody tells you. When you're older, you don't want drama. You no longer enjoy long disagreements. You prefer routines that feel safe. You value emotional independence more than romantic attention. These simple dating truths shape why so many choose independence. Before we move into the next insight, let me ask you something important. Are you still watching until paragraph 3? If yes, type number 2 in the comments to let us know you're learning something valuable today. And while you're there, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Golden Age Wisdom channel so we can continue bringing powerful, life-changing content to seniors everywhere. Peace of mind is priceless, and for many seniors, it becomes the #1 reason to stay single. Reason number 3, health, energy, and emotional safety come first. When you reach your 70s, something fundamental shifts in how you evaluate relationships. Suddenly, your health, both physical and emotional, becomes the center of every decision. And for most older adults, this new perspective leads them to choose independence, because they understand that no relationship is worth sacrificing their well-being. Being after 70 means every ounce of energy matters. You start noticing what drains you, what lifts you, and what truly supports your inner stability. It's not selfishness, it's self-preservation, something many seniors learn the hard way. Consider Robert Bob Ellison, 78, from Des Moines, Iowa. Bob spent years trying to re-enter the world of senior dating after retiring. His children encouraged him, friends teased him, and even his doctor suggested finding companionship could help emotionally. But Bob soon discovered that dating over 70 came with a new set of challenges that younger people simply don't understand. "I realized something," Bob said. "Every time I went on a date, I felt tired, not because of the woman, but because of the emotional energy I had to give. After a 70-year life full of responsibility, I just wanted peace." He learned one of the dating truths nobody tells seniors: emotional energy becomes limited, and protecting it becomes vital. This is supported by real science. Research from the National Institute on Aging shows that seniors who experience high emotional stress are at a higher risk for inflammation, sleep disruption, decreased immunity, and worsening chronic conditions. When you're over 60, or stepping into dating older experiences, your nervous system simply isn't built to handle the same kind of relational tension it once could. This means even gentle disagreements or unbalanced emotional expectations can translate into genuine physical exhaustion. It's no wonder many seniors say staying single is the healthier choice. And health isn't just physical, emotional safety matters just as much. Many seniors say they no longer want to explain their boundaries, justify their routines, or compromise on their comfort levels. They've spent decades making others comfortable: partners, children, family members, workplaces. Now, they want their home, their habits, and their hearts to feel safe. For many women over 70, emotional self-protection becomes the main reason to remain single. They don't want to carry the emotional load of another person's expectations. They want their mornings to be quiet, their afternoons predictable, and their nights peaceful. Men over 70 feel this too, though they often express it differently. Many admit they simply don't want to start over. They don't want to deal with explaining medical routines, personal health concerns, emotional histories, or the daily rhythms that keep them stable. They've lived long enough to know that emotional peace sometimes requires solitude. Another truth emerges here, one of those 7 dating realities nobody warned you about: relationships at this age are not just emotional partnerships. They require energy, health, time, and emotional bandwidth that not everyone wants to give anymore. Seniors are choosing the healthier path, even if that means choosing independence. Whatever the reason, one thing is clear: health guides the heart. And for many seniors, staying single is the most protective, nurturing decision they can make. Reason number 4, the joy of rediscovering yourself. One of the most surprising reasons seniors choose to stay single after 70 is the joy of rediscovering themselves. For decades, life might have revolved around family, work, or social expectations. But when those responsibilities lighten, a world of possibilities opens up. Most older adults suddenly realize that they don't need validation from a partner to feel fulfilled, confident, or happy. Instead, they start exploring hobbies, friendships, travel, and personal projects that bring meaning to their golden years. Take Eleanor Thompson, 73, from Portland, Oregon. Eleanor was married for 50 years, and after her husband passed, she began to consider dating over 70. But the thought of jumping into relationships felt heavy. "I spent so many years being someone else's support," she told us. "Now I just want to be me. I want to wake up and choose my day without worrying about anyone else's expectations." Eleanor now spends her days painting, volunteering, and even taking online classes in art history. She says the freedom she experiences as a single senior has brought her a sense of satisfaction she never knew she could have. This isn't just anecdotal. Research from the Journal of Aging and Health shows that seniors who embrace independent living and self-focused activities report significantly higher levels of life satisfaction and cognitive engagement than those who immediately seek new relationships. It seems that finding companionship doesn't always require a romantic partner. Friendships, community involvement, and personal projects can provide the social and emotional stimulation that keeps seniors vibrant. Rediscovering yourself also brings a new confidence in dating older if you eventually choose it. Men over 70, for instance, report feeling more authentic and self-assured after spending time alone, better able to express their needs and boundaries. Similarly, women over 70 often describe a renewed sense of empowerment and clarity about what they want, and don't want, in a partner. These insights are part of the 7 dating truths that many seniors wish they had understood decades earlier. Now, before we dive deeper into the next reason, I want to check in. Are you still following along until paragraph 5? If yes, take a moment to type number 4 in the comments to show that you're learning these life-changing insights. While you're at it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Golden Age Wisdom channel so we can continue bringing guidance, inspiration, and practical advice for seniors navigating their golden years. Rediscovering yourself also means embracing the little joys, an unexpected lunch with a friend, a morning walk in the park, or a spontaneous day trip to the coast. These 4 cool experiences remind seniors that life after 70 is not about limitations, it's about opportunities. Every day becomes a chance to reconnect with passions, revisit dreams, and enjoy the independence that decades of routine may have obscured. And for many, this joy of self-discovery outweighs the desire to return to traditional relationship dynamics. In short, rediscovering yourself after 70 isn't just a reason to stay single, it's a life-changing perspective that transforms how seniors view happiness, companionship, and their own sense of freedom. Reason number 5, avoiding complicated expectations. By the time you are over 70, most seniors have learned one crucial truth: relationships can bring unexpected expectations, pressures, and complications that many no longer wish to manage. While dating older can be exciting for some, the reality is that entering a relationship after decades of independence often comes with layers of emotional, social, and even financial expectations. For many, these complications outweigh the potential joys of companionship. Take George Harrison, 75, from Cincinnati, Ohio. George had been widowed for 5 years and briefly tried dating over 70. On the surface, everything seemed simple: casual meetups, coffee dates, and laughter. But soon, George noticed subtle pressures. I felt like I had to explain every part of my daily routine, my hobbies, even my health routines. Every small choice became a negotiation. George realized that the dating truths nobody warned seniors about include the emotional labor required just to maintain harmony. After decades of making compromises, many men over 70 decide that their peace and independence are far more valuable than navigating new, complex expectations. Women often face similar pressures. Women over 70 report that even seemingly small adjustments, like adapting to a partner's habits, preferences, or social needs, can be exhausting. While earlier in life these compromises might have felt natural, seniors now recognize that their energy is finite. A Stanford University study on aging and relationships found that seniors who enter new relationships without carefully considering emotional boundaries are more likely to experience stress, decreased quality of life, and even health challenges. This data supports what most older adults already sense intuitively: maintaining emotional stability becomes a priority over companionship. It's not that seniors lack desire for connection. Rather, after a 70-year life, they understand that finding companionship can take many forms. Friendships, community involvement, or shared activities often provide the connection and intimacy needed without introducing complicated expectations. For instance, joining a book club, volunteering, or participating in senior wellness groups offers social engagement without the pressures that can come with romantic relationships. This aligns with the concept of senior dating truths: the realization that emotional labor can sometimes outweigh the benefits of a relationship, especially when personal energy is limited. Another factor is the modern complexity of dating over 70. Seniors face changing social norms, online dating platforms, and the reality that not everyone shares similar life experiences or priorities. This can introduce misunderstandings or conflicts, even in well-intentioned situations. 57 You and might find yourself navigating situations that feel exhausting rather than enriching, which reinforces the decision to remain single. For many, avoiding these complications is not only wise but liberating. By staying single, seniors reclaim control over their lives, choices, and routines. They can focus on what truly matters: personal well-being, hobbies, friendships, and emotional health, without the ongoing negotiation of relationship expectations. Choosing independence becomes a conscious strategy for maintaining happiness and stability. Reason number 6: choosing quality over quantity in relationships. At this stage of life, seniors have lived long enough to understand that relationships are not about filling a void, they are about genuine connection, shared values, and emotional fulfillment. This is especially true after 70, when every interaction feels more meaningful, and time is a precious resource. Many seniors discover that they would rather have a few deep, rewarding relationships than pursue traditional senior dating just for the sake of companionship. This insight is one of the key dating truths nobody talks about. As we age, quality over quantity becomes the guiding principle. Take Margaret Lewis, 72, from Seattle, Washington. Margaret had tried casual dating after her husband passed, thinking it might bring excitement and company. But she quickly realized that most interactions were superficial, driven by social expectations rather than genuine connection. I realized that it wasn't about being with someone, it was about being with the right someone, and at my age, I don't have time for anything less, she shared. For Margaret, staying single became a conscious decision to prioritize her happiness and emotional satisfaction over societal pressures or perceived loneliness. Men experience this revelation too. Men over 70 often admit that while they enjoy social connections and engaging conversations, they are no longer interested in relationships that demand excessive compromise, emotional labor, or performative gestures. They recognize that finding companionship doesn't require romantic involvement. Instead, meaningful friendships, family bonds, and community engagement provide the emotional richness they seek. This approach aligns with the data. Studies in the Journal of Gerontology show that seniors who cultivate selective, high-quality relationships report greater emotional stability and life satisfaction than those who pursue multiple romantic involvements. Another aspect is the modern complexity of dating over 70. Many seniors encounter mismatched expectations, health concerns, and generational differences in communication styles. These challenges highlight the 7 dating truths that become more apparent with age. Meaningful connections matter more than frequent ones, shared values outweigh superficial attraction, and emotional stability is non-negotiable. By choosing to stay single, seniors maintain control over their emotional well-being, avoiding unnecessary stress while still fostering fulfilling connections. Now, before we explore the next reason, let's pause for a quick interactive moment. If you've been watching closely and following along until paragraph 7, type number 6 in the comments to show you're applying these insights to your own life. And while you're there, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Golden Age Wisdom so you can continue receiving life-changing advice, inspiration, and practical guidance tailored for seniors navigating their golden years. Finally, choosing quality over quantity doesn't mean rejecting companionship, it means being intentional. It's about embracing the relationships that truly enrich your life, while letting go of societal expectations, superficial connections, and pressures that no longer serve you. For many seniors, this principle is not just a strategy, it's a pathway to a more peaceful, joyful, and fulfilling life. By prioritizing meaningful engagement and protecting their emotional energy, seniors who remain single after 70 often report higher levels of happiness, independence, and personal fulfillment. Reason number 7: embracing independence and lifelong learning. One of the most inspiring reasons seniors choose to stay single after 70 is the opportunity to fully embrace independence while continuing to grow intellectually, socially, and emotionally. At this stage of life, independence is not just a lifestyle choice, it's a declaration of autonomy, freedom, and self-respect. Most older adults report that the freedom to make decisions, manage their schedules, and pursue personal interests without compromise is deeply empowering. For them, staying single is a way to honor their life experience while still exploring new horizons. Consider Helen Garcia, 75, from Austin, Texas. Helen spent decades raising children, managing a household, and supporting her husband through retirement. When he passed, she faced the familiar expectation of jumping into dating over 70. But Helen decided to focus on herself first. She enrolled in community classes on digital photography, joined a senior hiking group, and even took up painting. For the first time in my life, I wake up every morning excited to learn something new, Helen shared. I don't need a partner to validate that excitement. My independence is my happiness. Helen's experience highlights a key dating truth nobody tells: staying single can open doors to personal growth that may not be as easily accessible when coupled with relationship obligations. Men over 70 experience similar benefits. For instance, Franklin Hayes, 77, from Chicago, Illinois, discovered the joy of pursuing hobbies he had long postponed. He joined a local woodworking club and started mentoring younger members, all while maintaining his personal routines. When you're independent, Franklin explained, you can dedicate your energy to the things that matter to you. That's a kind of freedom you can't underestimate. For seniors, such autonomy supports both mental agility and emotional resilience. Scientific studies reinforce these observations. According to research in the Journal of Aging Studies, seniors who engage in lifelong learning, personal projects, and community involvement report higher levels of cognitive function, lower rates of depression, and improved overall life satisfaction. This aligns with the experience of women over 70 and men over 70 who consciously choose independence over re-entering romantic relationships. They find that personal development often brings richer rewards than dating ever could. Remaining single also allows seniors to navigate dating older and senior dating on their own terms if they choose to explore it later. By cultivating a strong sense of self, they can enter relationships more selectively, ensuring compatibility and mutual respect rather than compromise out of necessity. They understand the 5 questions that guide wise relationship choices. Are my emotional and physical needs met? Does this enhance my life? Am I truly comfortable with the dynamics? Is the effort reciprocal? And, most importantly, is this relationship sustainable given my priorities? In essence, embracing independence transforms the senior experience. It empowers older adults to maintain control over their time, energy, and priorities. Whether it's finding companionship in friendships, community activities, or selective relationships, seniors discover that staying single after 70 isn't about loneliness, it's about opportunity, self-discovery, and the freedom to continue growing. Independence becomes a platform for exploring passions, learning new skills, and living fully. Closing. As we reach the end of this journey through the 7 reasons seniors over 70 stay single, it becomes clear that choosing independence is not a sign of loneliness, but a declaration of wisdom, self-respect, and intentional living. From valuing freedom and peace of mind, to prioritizing health, emotional safety, and the joy of rediscovering yourself, seniors are redefining what happiness looks like after 70. Whether you're a woman over 70 exploring new possibilities, a man over 70 seeking a balanced life, or anyone curious about the dating truths nobody talked about, these insights shed light on why independence can be the most rewarding path. Throughout this video, we heard from remarkable individuals like Linda Morrison from Tampa, Robert Ellison from Des Moines, Eleanor Thompson from Portland, and Helen Garcia from Austin, who shared how finding companionship isn't always about romantic involvement. Their stories highlight that dating older, dating over 70, or even social connections through friends, hobbies, and community engagement can provide fulfillment without the stress, expectations, and compromises traditional relationships sometimes bring. These narratives, supported by research on senior well-being, show that choosing to remain single can actually enhance life satisfaction, mental health, and overall happiness. By now, you've learned the 7 dating truths that many seniors wish they understood earlier. 1. Freedom becomes the new happiness. 2. Peace of mind matters more than partnership. 3. Health, energy, and emotional safety come first. 4. The joy of rediscovering yourself. 5. Avoiding complicated expectations. 6. Choosing quality over quantity in relationships. 7. Embracing independence and lifelong learning. These principles are not just theoretical, they are lived experiences that demonstrate how most older adults thrive when they make intentional choices about their lives. For seniors navigating over 60 or after 70, understanding these truths can help you embrace independence, find joy in solitude, and redefine what meaningful connections look like. So, if you've been watching closely until the end, we want to hear from you. Type number 8 in the comments to let us know you've reflected on these life-changing insights. Share your experiences, ask questions, and connect with others who are also learning how to navigate life after 70. Your voice matters, and your journey can inspire fellow seniors to prioritize their happiness and well-being. Finally, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Golden Age Wisdom channel. By subscribing, you'll continue receiving content that empowers seniors to live their golden years fully, embracing independence, meaningful friendships, and lifelong growth. Life after 70 isn't about limitations, it's about opportunity, self-discovery, and the freedom to write the next chapters of your story exactly the way you want. Remember, staying single isn't a step backward, it's a conscious, empowering decision. It's a choice to honor yourself, protect your emotional and physical health, and embrace every moment of your golden years. These 7 reasons show that happiness, fulfillment, and peace are fully achievable without a partner, and for many seniors, this path brings the richest, most satisfying life imaginable.